Coach, I guess to start, just looking back on last weekend, the opportunity to open the season up in front of your home crowd with a pretty successful weekend on the ice. Just what was it like for your team last weekend?
Uh, from where I was standing, it looked like it was exciting for our team. I really liked the way we played on Saturday for the most part. Couple of lulls, great crowd, great atmosphere. Reminded me of times in the past where, there was a bunch of students standing and then they found the empty seats. And when you look at the beginning of the second period, it looked like a sold out building. And I know our guys really enjoyed that. We hung in there. We fought hard. I look at their two goals, and one hits our pants and goes in, and the other was a defensive breakdown, no doubt about it. As I talked about after the game on Saturday, we graded out well in our process, and there was times where I really liked the way the team looked. Playing fast, competitive, lots of ozone time, not a whole lot of time in our own zone, so on. Sunday, I think penalties got in the way of us putting it together shift after shift after shift. It seemed like every segment, we look at each period as 4 or 5 minute segments, and it seemed like every segment was disrupted by some type of special teams play, in particular their power play. So the learning part of Sunday was poise and focus, not only with the puck, but without in our actions. The first 5-minute major, we were on the power play. The second 5-minute major was in the first minute of the third period in a 2-goal lead. And anybody that followed this team last year knows we had some 2-goal leads that we watched go away. So I think what we showed a little bit was we're not there yet in terms of just being used to winning and closing out games. And we also showed, to me, some resiliency to kill them off, and not only that, but get a shorthanded goal and make that 2-goal lead into a 3-goal lead. So lots of different situations over the course of the weekend. Excited for our players to play somebody else. And I think overall, a positive weekend from our perspective.
Coach, you had so many new faces, so many freshmen that are on the team. You got a chance to get a lot of them in. I think 7 of the freshmen got a chance to play this weekend, mixing in with the returning players. So tell us about how that all kind of blended together.
Yeah, and of the 2 freshmen that didn't get a chance to play, they weren't eligible. One was, one's a sickness, one's another issue. And so everybody that was physically eligible to play and able to play was in there playing. I thought they did great, man. I thought they did great. They were competitive. I thought they were trying to do the right thing all the time. They got thrown in different situations. We had some guys killing. We had some guys on the power play. So that first weekend, they must have been anxious, nervous, excited all at the same time. Anyone that's played sports has been in that situation before, and then you add the crowd into that, especially on Saturday. I thought they did very well, and from a program perspective, we're happy about the future with these kids being part of it.
And you use the term process and how you graded out well with the process. The effort to me too as well seemed like it was at a level that we haven't seen here for a few years. What your opinion is there?
Well, one of the most difficult things for me over the last 3 years at times has been that lack of battle level, of compete, of fight. And when I say fight, I mean figuratively, not literally. Because we've always taken pride in that, whether it's here as a player or here as an assistant or somewhere else. Any teams that we've been a part of are ones that are competitive, and you better be ready to play. And it's been hard for us to be consistent with that. Now, this weekend against Lowell, and I know we haven't been asked yet, but that's going to be a whole other level of competition. But I did like over the course of 2 games, and you add an overtime in there, our competition level. Hopefully we're setting the bar for ourselves. Hopefully we're setting expectations for ourselves when it comes to that, because that is something you can control. And I know it's hard because somebody's pushing back, but it won't be acceptable not to be competitive. Just won't be. And hopefully we can continue to raise that level as we keep going.
You said before the first games that you wanted to be fast, and we definitely saw that speed come out this weekend. Is that something you hope to see throughout the year?
Yeah, and I don't necessarily just mean people skating fast. I mean us playing fast. You know, I thought we played fast in the offensive zone. I thought we played fast in the defensive zone without the puck. Not watching people skate around, but actually closing on people and playing fast. And that's what I was referring to. We do have some guys that can skate. That's a fact. But it was nice to see our team just playing that 5-man game, playing it fast, or the 4-on-5 game when we're killing a penalty, playing that fast in terms of pressure, in terms of our forecheck, whatever it may be. So yes, I do think we showed signs of we're capable of playing the game faster with and without the puck.
Coach, a team in UMass Lowell, your team doesn't really have a ton of experience with the past several years. What challenges do you see them presenting this week?
I think they're a veteran team. They're an NCAA tournament team from last year, and probably playing at home are the biggest challenges. Their team in general, they're a big, heavy bunch, at least on tape. Anyone knows Brent Brecky and I are good buddies, and they played there on Saturday, so he got a first-hand taste of the 22-23 version of Lowell. I know the way Norm was as a player, their head coach, and I know he played the game that way, hard. So I think those are the challenges. Their experience, you can't teach it. Their size and their competitiveness sounds like they're really good on faceoffs, and we really struggled on faceoffs this past weekend. Just lots of challenges, but a team we don't see this as anyone. We talked about this after the game on Sunday. This was the back end of a home and home that we were handed when we were here, and even we were pre-COVID. We were supposed to go there a couple of years ago. So I think it's a good time to get on the road as a group, play a really good opponent, and see where we are. We're going to get punched right in the mouth, again, figuratively, not literally, and we're going to have to respond to that. And we're expecting it to be 2 very difficult games. Okay, let's see where we are.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Joey, what was the experience like this weekend to open up with some on-ice success in front of a really good home crowd, just a good weekend to start the year off? What was that like for you and your team?
Yeah, it was awesome. Personally, I was really happy to be back. I know the rest of the guys were as well. And it was a good experience for the new guys too, playing in front of a good crowd, you know, at home for the first time. Awesome experience for the guys. And I'm happy that we could get a win. I feel like we should have won the first night. We played really well, I thought, but we're not satisfied, and we're ready to get going this weekend.
Joe, so you're one of the old guys now here, and you talked about some of the new guys, a lot of new guys here on the team. How do you think that all kind of worked out? It seemed like there was a good blend of the youth as well as you, the returning players, having success this weekend.
Yeah, they're awesome. Like they've meshed really well, and you know, it's part of our job as myself included, being an older guy on the team, is, you know, making sure they're feeling comfortable on and off the ice, you know, and they've done really well. They're really good players, great guys, and I'm really happy for them.
And on the Saturday game, well, really both games, I think, there was a presence down low on the ice that a lot of the goals were scored right in front of the net. So is that a point of emphasis for what this team wants to try to accomplish now? A little physical play down low?
Yeah, we want to bang bodies and get to the net and get pucks at the net, and that's really a focal point, you know, before every game and during every game. So that's what we try to achieve out there.
You're coming up against a really tough opponent. What's sort of the expectation going into this weekend?
Just to play our game. We know that they're going to be, you know, a heavy and hard team. You know, they're a really good team, and you know, I think we could really bring it to them and, you know, find success doing what we do.
And then going on the road, how do you guys hope to bring in those younger guys, seeing as this is their first road experience and it's going up against a ranked team?
Yeah, I mean, well, every road series is a business trip, and we just have to, you know, teach our new guys, like, this is their first road games in college, and, you know, just show them the process and lead by example.
And just kind of talking about the success that you had in producing goals, and then maybe specifically the one Saturday rallying into a tie in final minute, like, what do you see on those plays and kind of how that developed for you?
The goal on Saturday, you know, I remember there was just a big scrum in the corner, and Fletch made a really good play to Hampus. Hampus got on that, and then thought Red was going to put it home, but it hit off the post, and I was just happened to be in the right place at the right time and slapped it home. But I think all of that is, going back to the point of, getting pucks to the net and making sure there's bodies in front of the goalie so he can't see, and, being in the right places.